Hey, what's up? It is Ethan. I am the Friday Kid. So this is my first video and I want to say hi. I'm excited to be here. I guess just a quick backstory about myself is I'm an agender transmasculine individual. I live in Austin, Texas. I'm originally from Houston, Texas. I am an illustrator and overall goof. That's just kind of what I do with my life. Um, so this week's topic is our name. And I think that's really interesting because, just generally how our names are perceived and how they intersect with our lives, our religion, our culture, our race, things along those lines. It's a big thing to, be able to choose your own name. So taking that into account, it was always something that had been, I guess, itching me for, as many years as I can recall. My birth name is Bethany. It's not something I'm ashamed of or don't want people to know or what have you. But it never felt right. It never stuck. It never felt good. I tried to shorten it to Beth, which is just, I'm not a Beth, point blank. So, growing up, that was always kind of a weird feeling when people would call my name. But I recall when I was maybe 14 or 15, I was riding on the school bus and we were going on some field trip or whatever, and we passed by an Ethan Allen store. And I was looking and I was like, oh my gosh, that's my name without the B and the Y like attached to it. And so I always remarked to myself, I was like, oh man, since, if I ever have kids, it would be awkward to have a Bethany Jr. I don't know. It's always been kind of like a family tradition, like to name one of your children after yourself. And so it was something that I'd always kind of dreamed of and had that kind of fantasy in my head or what have you. And so I was like, oh, fuck it. I'll just do what I want. Bethany Jr. That's a thing that's going to happen. But then I saw the name Ethan and I was like, oh my God, that's my name without the two letters attached to it. It's perfect. It's nice. It's simple. It's easy, rolls off the tongue, whatever. And so I was like, oh yeah. I'll name like my son Ethan or what have you. Zoom to the future. And so present day, I was trying to come up with something that was fitting for myself. My brothers have very simple yet elegant names, in my opinion, and so I wanted something that was in that same vein. My mother named me she gave me a biblical name, and it never, I'm not a religious individual, and so it was always kind of like, because every time I meet someone, they'd be like, Bethany, that's a Christian name, and I'm like, okay. And it felt awkward that people were making assumptions about me and my religion and how I operate based solely on my name, and it was always kind of uncomfortable growing up with that. And so, you know, shortening it down to Ethan felt right, felt comfortable, and I think it suits me, you know, Ethan. And so, but recently when I went to go visit home, I was riding in the car, and my mother has a little name tag in her car, and it says Bridget, which is my mother's name. And it has like all these qualities or whatever, and at the bottom, it says like mean strong or what have you. And I was like, oh, that's really interesting because I had kind of looked into Ethan and like what it meant and like where its origins were and things along those lines. And it means strong. And so it felt good that both of our names had that a similar meaning, even though its cultural origins were in different places. Um, so yeah, that's my name story, I guess you could say. So I'm gonna be kicking it here on Friday, every other Friday. So I will see you guys in 2 weeks. I do other stuff on the internet, so check me out and let's be friends and yeah, subscribe because we're pretty awesome. So yeah. Anyway, have a good weekend, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye.